So, Kenny,
What's up, Neal?
this is me trying to start the podcast.
What a way to start it off, too, by announcing that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Just want everyone to know, everyone to be up to speed on what's going on here. Kenny, it is almost Christmas.
You dang right it is, man.
And I am definitely getting this out before then.
Good. I mean, this is our Christmas episode, so I'm glad to hear that.
It'll be even closer to Christmas by the time this comes out.
It'll be even more appropriate. Great work.
And once again, we are pushing off our Aliens Fire and Stone podcast release. Because, you know, we've read it and we've recorded it. It has not been chopped and screwed.
Yeah, that's the thing for all you listeners out there that are waiting for that to come out. It definitely will be coming out in short order because we did, in fact, already record it. It's already on wax. It's already in the queue. So you definitely for sure do not have much longer to wait.
Right. And people are clamoring for it. Of all things, the hate mail we've gotten for not dropping that episode yet is, well, non-existent. Nobody's done that.
Correct. And no one has hassled us about it. Not a single person.
But I'm hassling myself a little bit. I'm just behind the ball on these things. But man, it is Christmas, and it is the first Christmas that this podcast has been a thing, and we had to do something to celebrate. Are you a Christmas dude? Do you love a Christmas?
I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but Christmas isn't my holiday, but like I said, I don't have like a hatred for it or anything. It's just not the one I care about.
What's your holiday? St. Patrick's Day?
Thanksgiving.
That's your holiday.
That's my holiday. I like to cook and I like to eat. So Thanksgiving has always been my favorite one.
I don't think I have a holiday.
I mean, that's okay. Not everyone's a celebratory type, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just where I am in my life, probably. But I'm not a big, not a big holiday guy, I guess. Even Halloween, like I like all the stuff around Halloween.
Yeah.
But I don't then have to have like big Halloween plans, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. Like I said, Thanksgiving is probably my favorite holiday, but the reason it's my favorite holiday is because I was forced to say, give an answer to the question of which one is my favorite. I don't really care about holidays either because, like, I don't have enough money to buy anyone gifts, and I don't have enough space to get any gifts from anyone else.
Oh my God.
And I'm not really, like, religious or anything, and so none of the holidays are really, like, anything that interests me because none of them involve doing anything that I actually care about or particularly like doing.
Okay. Well, that just made me sad.
Well, it wasn't intended to. As I believe I don't want to say I believe, but as I have a feeling I've probably made it clear on this show before, I'm a guy that just likes to chill.
Sure.
I like to kick back and I like to do stuff. To not really do a whole lot of stuff, I should say.
You're a kickback and chill kind of guy.
And so, holidays are just not really my thing because it involves me, putting on nice clothes and going out somewhere else and doing other stuff where I'm stuck there for several hours. And it's like, if it were up to me, I'd just stay home and watch a movie or whatever, That's all.
Well, you picked a favorite holiday, so I feel like I got to pick a favorite holiday too. I put the question to you. It's only fair for me to answer it as well.
Well, to be fair, if I had known none of them was a valid answer, that's probably the one I would have gone with.
But you were essentially pranked into answering. So I think
fair enough.
I think I'll probably be that guy and probably say Halloween again because I like the atmosphere. I like the spooky stuff everywhere. And it's a good excuse to rewatch the Halloween franchise, which is one of my favorites. But it's not my favorite, right? We've been through this. We don't need to go through it again. Everyone knows I'm a Jason guy and an Evil Dead guy and a Xenomorph guy.
Yeah, for sure.
And not much of a Freddy guy.
Yeah, I mean, we've also gone on record before about how Freddy is, if I was forced to choose, it would probably be my favorite one just because it's more inventive.
Yeah.
But There's, as we've discussed before, I'm pretty sure there is a certain consistency to the other ones where it's like every time you turn one on, you kind of know what you're going to get.
Sure.
And to me, there's a certain quality to that. There's a certain, I can't think of the word, but it's something to kind of look forward to whenever you go and turn one on. You always kind of know what you're getting generally, that's a good thing.
You're going to get a version of the same thing, but with some, some unique twists. And like the fun is seeing like, oh, what are they going to do different this time?
Which, as we've gone on record on before, is a big part of the reason why we both love James Bond. It's the same thing, but different every time.
Exactly. So as a Freddy guy, what are your opinions on Freddy versus Jason? And this is a segue.
My opinion is that it's not that good, but I had fun watching it the first time I saw it. But I didn't find the big climactic fight at the end really that well staged or that interesting, to be honest. Like, there is a scene, I'm pretty sure this is from Freddy vs. Jason.
I'll be able to tell you.
There is a scene where Freddy Krueger picks up a knife and stabs somebody with it.
Uh-huh.
And the hand he's holding the knife with is the hand with the knives attached to it, but he still picks up a knife to stab someone with his knife hand. And I was like, why didn't you just use the knife hand?
I hate to be this guy, but I'm going to be this guy. He picked up the knife. It was Jason's machete with his non-knife hand because Jason had already cut his knife hand off.
Okay, fair enough.
He cut his knife arm off because that's like the cool thing at the end is they end up essentially killing each other with each other's weapons because then you think Jason's down and out, and then Freddy's knife glove gets shoved through Freddy's chest through the back, and it was Jason using Freddy's whole entire arm.
I will say, fair enough. You are correct.
Blow.
I will say you are correct. Fair enough. I did remember that wrong.
Right.
But I will also point out that complaint is not like the primary issue I have with the movie. That was just one little thing that I remembered or apparently misremembered that's always kind of bugged me, but that's not like the main issue I have with the movie.
Right.
So
that's fair. And also there may be a scene in an Elm Street movie where Freddy does in fact pick up a knife with his knife hand and stab someone with it. I just, in the context of Freddy versus Jason, it didn't play out that way. So you might still be right. Somebody will let us know.
Fair enough.
Probably happened in Dream Child. The movie sucks.
But yeah, like I was saying though, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of that movie. Like it's, when they hired the director, Ronnie Yu, I think it was
director of Bride of Chucky.
When they hired him, they specifically said, we're hiring you because you don't particularly have any interest in either of these franchises,
right?
Which is an interesting choice. I'll give it that much.
Yeah.
I think the plot didn't really make a lot of sense. It was way too complicated for what it needed to be. And there were a couple of cool moments, like when Jason lights that entire cornfield on fire. That was really cool.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Scene.
Like that entire scene was pretty cool because he definitely murders a whole lot of people. That was really cool. But yeah, like I thought the whole movie led up to that big climactic fight at the end, and I thought the fight was kind of a disappointment. Okay. And like at the end when they're like, oh, they're both still kind of alive, so who won? Wink, wink, wink. And it's like, to me, that answer of they both kind of won at the same time is a huge fucking cop-out, and I really hated it a lot.
Fair. Jason won. And the reason Jason won is because he has a movie that takes place chronologically after that one, even though it was released first. Which is, of course, Jason X. And there has not been a Freddy, that version of Freddy, on screen since then. They both had reboots. We don't need to talk about those. I love Freddy versus Jason. Now, that doesn't mean I think it's a good movie, but I think it's a movie that is very fun to watch, and I can watch it pretty much any time. And it's probably... Okay, there's seven Elm Streets plus Freddy versus Jason, right?
Yes.
It is my fourth favorite Elm Street movie.
Okay.
It goes 1, 3, 4, Freddy versus Jason. No,
Okay.
you know what? No, because I really like 2, actually. I know I'm the only person who does. So it goes 1, 3, 4, 2, Freddy versus Jason. No, it doesn't matter. It's either my
You're
fourth
right,
or
it
my
doesn't.
fifth. Well, I think that this talk is fun because, I mean, there's a huge overlap between Alien fans and general horror movie fans, right? Just like there are Predator fans and Alien fans and general horror movie fans and sci-fi fans and all that kind of stuff. It's all mixed together. It all kind of meets right in the center at Jason X. So I don't know. I feel like having conversations like this helps the listener get to know us and our wildly different tastes on the horror genre in general.
Yeah, what I'm looking for out of a movie is I want a big gross monster to rip people in half for an hour and a half. That's
Sure.
what I want out of a movie.
Yeah. And Freddie is on topic for this episode because he does wear a Christmas sweater.
He sure does.
That's the segue.
The moment you said it, I assumed and I was like, yes, I love it.
Also, he has knives on his hands, and so do some spacefaring creatures called the Predators, the Iwatya, right?
You know it. I see what you did there.
And continuing our tradition of covering non-conventional Predator stuff before we even touch the first movie. What are we here to talk about today?
Today, we are here to talk about the 2-minute long Predator holiday special released as of this recording 4 years ago tomorrow to promote the home video release of the 2018 film The Predator on Blu-ray and digital HD.
That's correct. In fact, so I think that means that this will be releasing on the 4-year anniversary of the movie, because I'm going to turn this bad boy around immediately.
I'm fairly certain it came out December 19th of 2018.
Yes, you are 100% correct.
I saw it earlier and I was like, I should probably remember this date. Like I saw it on the Xenopedia article and I went, I should file this date away. And then I started thinking about other stuff. And then when I came back to it, I was like, I'm like 80% sure that's what it was, but I don't feel like looking it up. So I'm just not going to worry about it.
No, you nailed it. It's right there on avp.fandom.com, the Xenopedia. While I'm right here, I want to join this Discord.
But yeah. Like I was saying, though, we're here to talk about the 2-minute long comedy, action, horror, claymation short film, The Predator Holiday Special, which is the official name of it. The Predator Holiday Special.
That's right. And we keep saying Christmas, but of course this is Christmas based, right?
Yes.
You'll understand.
It sure is.
Yeah. If you haven't watched this thing, go watch it now.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes long. Go watch it.
There's a link in the episode description. Go click on that and watch it. It's 2 minutes long. And then come back here and hear us talk about it. But first, let us introduce ourselves. Who are you?
I thought you were going to say something else there.
Who are you?
I am Christmas Eve enjoyer Kenny.
And I am Tinsel Officer Hallstrom. And this, of course, is Crew Expendable.
I didn't know we were doing last names on this. Dang.
Do you want to take yours again?
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, everyone knows your name. We're listed as Hallstrom and Rohrbacher on the podcast info.
Listeners out there, as you can tell, we really spent a lot of time before recording, prepping this episode and making sure all of our notes were in order. Thumbs up.
Yeah. Why can't I join this Discord? It just keeps taking me to my dashboard. Hold on.
I'm holding on.
Don't hold on.
Okay, I won't hold on then.
Kenny, do you want to give us a quick rundown of what the Predator Holiday Special is?
Sure.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to put like jingle bells under this or something.
Love it. A predator comes a-knocking at Santa's door for murder-related reasons, but receives opposition from an unlikely source.
Nice. Let's dive into this bad boy. The Predator Holiday Special, as you said, released in 2018. It was directed by David Brooks and Alex Kamer. It stars Xander Mobus as Sprinkles the Elf, Keith Silverstein as Santa, and Dave B. Mitchell as all of the reindeer. You know the reindeer, the famous ones. Blitzen, Comet, Larry. Was it Larry?
It was Larry, yes.
Yeah, everybody's Larry the
reindeer.
Yeah, there's got to be like a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. What would it be? Larry the
Santa's personal bodyguard reindeer. I don't know.
Larry the heavily armed reindeer.
There we go. I like that.
Yeah.
Larry the Rambo reindeer.
Yes, and this is a stop motion animated. It looks stop motion to me. It might have been that CGI that's made to look stop motion, but I don't think it was.
It definitely looks like an old like Rankin Bass claymation special.
Yes.
That's what it's intended to look like. Yeah,
it is done in the style of a Rankin and Bass holiday classic, just like that one episode of Community season 2. Everyone looks like that too, right? Like the reindeer look cartoony, Santa looks cartoony, the elf looks cartoony. The Predators, however, unlike Archie versus Predator, just look like Predators. They don't.
Yeah, they just look like a predator. Yes,
they don't look like they're part of the world, which to me makes me think that the Santa and the reindeer we saw in this are all an alien species. That if we saw in real life, they would still look like that.
They would look like that. Yeah,
that's the implication here. Let's just go through this. I think you were right to do a point-by-point summary because we just need to talk about these events as they unfold over 120 seconds.
Yeah, like I said, I cannot stress enough how it is literally only 2 minutes long, and I have like 7 paragraphs worth of stuff that happens in it.
Yeah, a lot happens.
A lot happens extremely quickly. So
yeah, why don't you take us through it with leaving room for me to interject. All
right. Well, it starts off with a character that pretty much looks like a copy of Hermie. That is named Sprinkles. He's kind of the main character.
Kind of.
And kind of. And Sprinkles is talking to
Blitzen. It's really an ensemble piece. But
yeah, over the course of that 2 minutes, we really get a whole lot of different characters. That's true. But like I said, Sprinkles is talking to Blitzen about how excited he is for Christmas Eve to arrive.
Yeah.
And while the two of them are standing there talking, they glance over and notice that there is one of those 3-point predator tracking beams like scanning up and down the side of Blitzen.
Yeah.
And Blitzen freaks out, and because animals can also talk in this, tells Sprinkles to get out of the way and shoves him down, and then pulls a big minigun out of nowhere.
Think the Doom 2 minigun.
Yes, that is correct. Like, the size of a person, the barrels are like 4 feet long,
I suppose the Jesse Ventura minigun from Predator is a better, more in-universe reference, but you get the point.
Yeah, exactly. He pulls it out and basically, tells Sprinkles to get down and then starts firing it into the tree line in the direction that the target came from, but almost immediately gets blown, not into pieces, but he gets shot by the Predator's plasma cannon. There's like a big gory hole gets blown out of the middle of his torso. And Sprinkles kind of stares surprised and scared through it.
Yeah.
And then while he's like in shock momentarily, we get the title card, a Predator holiday special over like a big Christmas tree. And we hear like a Predator screaming in the background
we hear
over
like
the soundtrack.
I don't know what to call that noise. It's not the roar. It's the purr, I guess.
Yes, you're right. It is. It's like the clicking, not the scream. Yeah. That's correct. But then after that, it cuts back to Sprinkles is screaming into the radio while running through some trees towards somewhere.
I believe he's calling for Comet or
he's calling for Prancer.
He's calling for Prancer. That's right.
And while he's screaming for Prancer in the radio, he runs face first into the skinned corpse of Dancer hanging from a tree.
The skinned corpse of one of Santa's reindeer. We've seen one get just like blown away, like into pieces, and now we've seen one skinned hanging from a tree.
And Sprinkles freaks the fuck out. And as he's running away, there's one brief shot of like Predator heat vision tracking him. And unfortunately, it's the only time in the short that happens, but it does happen.
It does. It's fun to see. I like when they work the gimmicks in,
We loved it in AvP and we love it here too. It's great.
Yes.
And then Sprinkles freaks out some more and starts continues to run, starts screaming for Santa some more. Or start screaming for Santa because he hadn't done that yet.
Right.
And then while he's doing that, the Predator uncloaks and runs Sprinkles through from the front, like through the stomach with his wrist blades.
With his Freddy Krueger hand.
That's right.
Tying it back.
And then after that, we see Prancer and a couple of more reindeer all decked out like Rambo. One of them has an eye patch. One of them has a bandana. They all have like bandoliers and big machine guns.
All armed to the teeth, these reindeer.
That's right.
I want to know,
apparently,
do you know which one? Do we assume that it was Prancer with the eye patch?
Prancer was not the one with the eye patch. Prancer was the one in the foreground, the one that was like, "We got Sprinkles' message. Let's go, folks," or whatever it was that he said.
So I'm gonna say it was Dasher with the eye patch.
We only actually find out the names of two of them. Yes. One of them is Prancer. I think the other one might have been Dasher, but the third one in the scene was never named.
Right.
But it doesn't matter because they pop out the bushes with machine guns and start to try to track down the Predator, who then immediately shows up and murders all three of them over the course of like 6 seconds or something like that.
I just want to know what the story is behind the one with the eye patch. Like, what happened? You know,
we never find out. One of them gets his arm ripped off.
Yeah, it gets shot off with the shoulder cannon, and we see it like land on the ground with the weapon still in his hand. This is
this is happening in slow motion, and while he's screaming, he just gets blown up by a plasma shot.
Yeah, it is violent, and it is like Mortal Kombat 10 fatality levels of violence.
And then the second one, the Predator jumps up right in front of him and just runs his blades directly through the dude's face, and he falls over dead.
Yeah.
And then the third one turns around to see the Predator, and then the Predator fires his bolt gun, and the gun goes directly through the reindeer's chest and then impales him onto a tree.
Yeah. Content warning if you don't like descriptions of violence.
Against a reindeer, I guess.
Probably should have put that at the beginning. We're going to leave it here.
And then after that,
at this point,
we see...
This is when jolly old Saint Nick comes out, right?
Well, there is one brief thing that happens before that. We see the Predator take his trophies, the skull with the spine still attached. And the only reason I'm pointing that out is because that image is the thumbnail of the video when you go and watch it on YouTube.
Sure. Not going to be the thumbnail of this podcast because I think that might get us removed from certain or get the artwork removed from certain platforms.
Well, I mean, you've done that before. I think it was our AvP issue 2 was Sabrina getting run through with a wrist claw.
It might have been. I might have tried to, I don't remember.
But anyway. You were correct in that immediately after that is when Santa comes out, and he literally just looks like the Santa from the Rankin and Bass reindeer special.
You are correct. I did leave the podcast art for Archie vs. Predator #2 but I kind of framed it so that was almost off screen. It's a little more subtle. Anyway, yes, Santa Claus has come to town, everybody.
He walks out of the door and sees the Predator standing there, and he yells some taunts at him, and then summons what is presumably his final reindeer,
let's say,
Larry.
Before that, the Predator does something interesting, where the Predator like steps out from behind the tree with the reindeer head trophies and like drops them just to like be like, look what I got, Santa.
That's right.
It's pretty fucked.
But yeah, Santa summons the final reindeer, Larry, who has a big, huge M16 and just starts immediately mowing down the Predator, killing him.
Everybody's favorite Mortal Kombat character, Larry.
Larry the reindeer, that is correct.
Predator is toast. Neon green blood everywhere. Larry got the guy.
He gets filled up with lead like a fucking 30s gangster during a last stand, and then his body collapses to the ground, and then right after that a whole bunch of other Predators uncloak, and like Santa and Larry get geared up for a fight, but one of them walks up and, like in the standard end of a Predator movie style, hands them a trophy. And that trophy is the Easter Bunny's basket that still
It
has a
is.
whole bunch of eggs in it.
Yeah, it is an Easter Bunny basket of eggs.
And then
I,
as they turn to
go on.
go and take the dead predator's body away, the lead predator turns and very happily like waves at Santa.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he does, a gunshot rings out and his head blows off, and then he
Yes.
falls over dead.
Yeah, dude, it was Sprinkles. Sprinkles survived.
Yeah, we pan over and Sprinkles is standing there with a big gun, and he has like his torso wrapped up in bandages that are still actively bleeding. And he's extremely mad, and then runs over to the group of predators and then proceeds to kill all of them in hand-to-hand combat.
He says something very important, because I believe Santa Claus at this point says, "Sprinkles, you're bleeding." And he says, "I ain't got time to bleed."
He sure does.
Yes. Another Jesse Ventura line reference.
Well, there was also one that I passed up a little bit ago, right after they finished killing the predator. Santa and Larry turn to each other and then high five and clasp hands, and Santa goes, "Larry, you son of a bitch."
Yes. And then they do the Arnold and Carl Weathers like hand shake flex thing that is memed so often. You gotta love the references to the movies in this stuff. You know, it's very fun.
But I do. I liked it a lot. But yeah, like I said, Sprinkle shows up and proceeds to kill all of the predators that are there. And then
I believe the kids call that Ultra Instinct Sprinkles.
That is correct, yes. And then from there is a hard smash cut to the end, where we have a little interstitial advertising the movie on Blu-ray and how you can just go out and buy it because it's in stores.
Mm-hmm.
The end.
Or
except
is that
it cuts to black, and then afterwards it cuts back to Larry and Santa standing there covered in blood, still holding the Easter Bunny basket.
Yep.
And then while they're staring in horror, one of the eggs opens up and turns out it's an ovomorph.
Yeah, it is.
And then Santa goes, "Ho, ho, holy shit." And then it cuts black
off.
And ends.
Yes, that's right, folks. This was an alien thing all along.
Now you see why we decided to cover it, listeners.
That is the Predator Holiday Special with a little bit of Alien thrown in there. Boy, it's fun. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I liked it. I had a blast.
Yeah, it's a fun watch. It's a 2-minute watch. It feels like something like an attempt to go viral in 2018,
18.
Right?
Yeah, 18.
I cannot see how many views it has. But it only has, on the 20th Century Fox YouTube channel, there's only 3,609 comments. So I'm thinking it didn't blow up as much as they wanted it to. Probably
not. Probably
because The Predator was very poorly received by everyone except me.
It sure was. Not very many people liked it. That's for sure.
We'll get into that later.
Oh, we will we?
Yeah. Troubled production, etc. Don't feel great about Shane Black as a human being either. So, but yeah, a fun little thing that they did. And I can't help but feel, especially with that tease at the end, surely it was just a tease, right?
Oh, but for sure.
Could you imagine if this had taken off, that in 2019, we might have gotten the Alien holiday special or the Prometheus holiday special or something like that?
Also, just for the record, the official release of this special on the 20th Century Studios YouTube page has roughly 10 million views.
Okay, that's not bad. 10 million views over 4 years. That's like 1 million a year.
Yeah,
right.
It's not bad.
How do you find that information? Because it is just not. Oh, here it is in that big gray box right in front of me. Got it.
Yeah, it says here it currently has 10,799,361 views.
Whoa, mine says 281 views. So,
oh, nice.
There have been 100 more views or 80 more views since I loaded this tab.
Yeah, I just opened it up right now while we were talking. So
I'm refreshing to see if I can get that count up. Yeah, there it is. Damn, this thing's getting watched as we speak. This shit's going viral.
Well, remember, tomorrow is the 4-year anniversary of its release. So,
I think it's easier to do stuff like this, even though I was just talking about, like, what if we had gotten the Alien version or the Prometheus version or something? This could have started a trend. Predator just seems like the easier franchise to do weird stuff like this with, right?
It is, because you can kind of just drop it in and make stuff happen. Like the
Right.
Alien movies are kind of all about like a mood and a build up.
Yes.
Whereas like a Predator movie is you can just kind of like have something happen. The Predator can just like show up, and that's really all the setup you need, you know?
Yeah, and let's be honest, the Predator as a monster is kind of silly, right?
It sure is.
Like they're kind of silly. It's one of those things that when I think too hard about the Predator, I'm just kind of like, these guys are sort of like they just, all they do is just buy weapons so that they can hunt prey weaker than themselves, you know?
Yeah,
Like
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, their technology is so far advanced over everything that they're facing that I'm like, they're just like, I mean, they literally are just like game hunters, right? They're like the rich dude that goes on safari and like shoots a tranked lion, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is why it's always fun to see a predator get their comeuppance.
Which they pretty much do every single time they show up.
Yeah,
So.
and it is very fun to see a whole mess of them get killed by a sweet little elf boy, you know?
By an insane elf with a big gun. Yeah.
Yes. I also love the implication that they have already taken out the Easter bunny. Right? They hunted down.
Well, there isn't an implication. They just did that.
Right. They hunted down the Easter bunny. You think they got trophies on there? They got like a leprechaun, right? They've got, now that Disney owns 20th Century Studios, they've got like Jack Skellington in there.
That's right.
I like it. It's fun. It's a fun detail. And there's a fun little 2-minute short to watch.
Yeah. It's a fun short, and I liked it.
I don't think I have much more to say on this thing.
I literally only had one other thing. Speaking of things that are fun, I had a little fun fact.
Yeah.
The guy that voices all of the reindeer also voiced Ash in Alien Isolation.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. He's a company man.
I think that's pretty much all I have, though. I mean,
Sure.
I cannot stress enough, listeners, this short is 2 minutes long. So however long it is we've been recording, we've already pretty much exhausted everything there is to say about it.
I guess the one thing I want to say is that they nailed the holiday spirit in this, right? Like they
sure did.
They got the look down of like a Rankin and Bass special or just any kind of sort of cartoon holiday special. They nailed Christmas in a way that, say, Sonic Christmas Blast didn't. Not bringing that up for any particular reason. But
oh, no, I'm sure not. No.
David
No
H. Brooks, one of the two directors of this year has a new TV special out called Mickey Saves Christmas. It is 23 minutes long, and it looks like a CGI animated Mickey and family. No, this again, I don't know. Someone's got to tell me, because this looks like CGI made to look like stop motion. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm looking at the pictures on IMDb, and I'm like, man, that's just a little. It looks like watching 23 minutes of this would give my eyes a headache, if that makes sense as a statement. But
so what you're saying is I should not be suggesting we do it as our holiday special next year.
Mickey Saves Christmas? I don't think we need to do Mickey Saves Christmas next year.
Well, here's the problem.
I got a feeling the Predator and the Xenomorph are not going to show up in this thing.
Well, here's the issue, though.
Sure.
We're already kind of hitting a wall as far as holiday-themed alien stuff, because really, there's only like one holiday-adjacent thing in the Alien universe, and we already did it because that's when Prometheus takes place.
I bet there's something else out there that we could find, but also we could just do Prometheus again.
We sure could. And I was thinking of semi-jokingly suggesting we do that. And then you told me about this, and I was like, all right, yeah, let's do that then. That's fine.
Yeah, let's do something new and easy, especially because we're going to record some more stuff today as well.
We sure are.
I bet we could find other things thematically connected, but we could also just watch this again every year. Right. It'd be like that.
Figure out some new thing to say about it every time.
Sure. There's got to be something, you know. There's not. We've said everything about this thing. We may have missed one or two references, right?
Yeah.
Big fucking deal. Okay. Settle down, everybody.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Nobody's mad at us about that, by the way.
Yeah. They shouldn't be.
Yeah. I guess a related question, Kenny. What are your feelings on the Rankin and Bass holiday specials? You know, what is it? Here Comes Santa Claus, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There's another one, Frosty the Snowman. Is that one?
I'm honestly not sure if it actually officially is or not, but I used to watch the Rudolph one every year because they like aired it on TV.
Yeah.
But as of the last couple of years, I don't think they air it on broadcast television anymore. I think it's on like HBO now or something.
Fucking Apple TV or something.
Or yeah, I think it's like streaming now rather than just being on broadcast TV. And so as such, we have like it hasn't really been something we've done the last few years because of it. But like every year I used to watch Rudolph, and like, with the I don't remember the character's name or even if he has a name now anymore, but the snowman played by Burl Ives, and he'd like sing Silver and Gold and all that,
Okay.
I still remember all that extremely well, but I haven't seen it in a few years because, like I said, they don't really air it on regular TV anymore. But yeah, for several years, like decades, I used to watch it every year when I grew up, or while I was growing up, I should say.
So Frosty is Rankin Bass, but it's not stop motion animated. It's traditionally animated.
Okay.
They've never been. We used to watch these in school, right? Certain teachers would put one on like last day before winter break or whatever, you know what I mean? And we would watch Rudolph, or I think that was the one we often saw, but they were never like a part of my at home or family viewing.
Yeah.
We liked my older brother at one point was a big Peanuts fan.
Mm-hmm.
So we would watch, the Charlie Brown Christmas thing. We actually had a VHS tape of it that was purchased at a Shell gas station, and it had the Shell logo on the cover. And I always liked that. That was always good, and that was fun. And then I would also watch that sometimes, other times of the year, just to like remember what it was like to be excited about Christmas in like the middle of, June or something.
Yeah.
Because I was a nostalgic kid. Glad that's over. Glad that chapter of my life is over.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, but I've seen a couple of them in recent years, and they're fun, but like it's just interesting how like they're so ubiquitous with Christmas that things that want to do parodies of Christmas specials are like, that's the thing that we're gonna try to look like Rankin and Bass, right? We're gonna try to look like.
That's the thing. I mean, when you think of Christmas specials, like Charlie Brown and Rudolph and like constant airings of It's a Wonderful Life are pretty much the ones basically everyone thinks of.
I want to see the Alien holiday special done in the style of Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown, or whatever. That's what I want to see. I want to go that
I would
route.
love that. I would love that so much. That would be a lot of fun.
Little reference to Spaceballs 2, have a chest burster like dancing on what's his name's piano while he plays that music.
That's right.
Doing the Snoopy dance, right? Or the Linus dance with the shoulders up. Yeah, it writes itself. It
sure does.
Let's get this going. I want to see this by next Christmas so that we have something to cover.
Yeah, we need to get on that. We should just make it, dude.
Sure, we'll make it. Maybe what we should do for next year is write our own Alien Christmas story.
Dude, that would be great. We should do that.
And do it as an audio drama.
That is a great idea, and I love it.
You're a writer.
Yes, I am. That is correct.
Let's get started. We have a year.
We have 1 year.
I'm serious. We should actually do that. We got to get it done in like 6 months so we can do production. All right.
You got it.
But for now, I think we should just wrap this, what was intended to be a bonus episode, up. We're going to be back with Aliens, Fire and Stone, leading us right into the Mark Verheiden Aliens comics. The first arc, the first 6 issues. Outbreak, I believe. Aliens Outbreak.
That is correct.
We'll be covering that. And then we got a few more things on the Aliens docket. There's just a lot of Aliens stuff.
There sure is.
I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of ready to move on from it for a while, just like you. I know you are. You are like anxious to move on to some of the weirder shit. And I'm kind of excited too to get into like the weirdness of Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection,
I'm looking forward to figuring out what we're going to cover during the blocks for 3 and Resurrection, because
Yeah,
there isn't a whole lot of ancillary franchise material that was released that
sure.
like ties into those. So I'm excited to see, or I'm excited to find out what it is we're actually going to do about that. So
Yeah, we got some stuff on a list that we're gonna definitely hit. But I'm real excited to dive into these Mark Verheiden Aliens comics, man. I have fond memories of reading that a few years ago. So
see, and this will be like an interesting perspective shift, I guess you could say, because like, like you said, you've read them before several times, you're coming into it, ready and raring up to like talk about a comic book that you've read before and you're familiar with. And like whereas with me, this is the first time I've ever read them. I'm reading
sure,
them for the first time for the show.
that's gonna be good times. But we gotta get this Fire and Stone episode out first.
For sure.
So, and also it's Christmas. We probably got to spend some time with our families and shit, right?
I mean, I guess.
I guess. One last message, Kenny. We've only been doing this for like half a year at this point, something like that. Less,
Something like that.
4 months. I don't remember.
Let's see. Our first episode came out. I've got it right here. It came out on June 8th.
Okay.
So just over 6 months.
All right. Well, I just want to say to you, I've really been enjoying doing this podcast with you.
Neal, so have I. It's been a great time, and I'm glad we started doing it.
Yeah. And all the nightmares I'm having about xenomorphs are worth it.
Oh, you know it, baby.
And to everybody listening, thanks for checking us out over the past 6 months. Thanks for listening now. Can't wait to bring you more and more xenomorph-based discussions in the new year.
Oh, for sure. Keep tuning in and keep listening, because we're not going to stop anytime soon. That's for sure.
And we hope you are all having fantastic holidays, however you choose to celebrate them, if you choose to celebrate them at all. Maybe some of you just want to have like a good Wednesday. I hope you have a good Wednesday.
Honestly, same.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this up. I have been Tinsel Officer Hallstrom.
And I have been Christmas Eve enjoyer Kenny.
And as always, but this time it's a pun.
Stay frosty.
Get it? Like the snowman. Like this, he stays frosty.
I got it. Don't worry.
Okay.